This is News 8 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, and thank you for watching News 8 Now. I'm Sophia Pullman. Just when we thought winter weather was behind us, we get flurries overnight. Derek, what is going on with the weather, and when's the snow going away?
Yeah, it looks like we're in for yet another round of snow that's forecast to move in here as we progress throughout the day, mainly off towards the north, and it looks like it's going to slowly make its way down south into the La Crosse area come later today. At least that's what kind of the earlier projections were showing here. So let's get a check on the satellite and radar right now, and you can see over the last 6 hours we have gotten a nice break, but you can see here just recently over the last 30 minutes to an hour or so, we've been tracking some of that rain and a little bit of snow here mixing in together with some of that rain, mainly across portions of Dunn County into Pepin County, also into Wabasha, maybe extreme western Buffalo County, northwestern Buffalo County, that is, looking at some of that snow and rain mix that continues to move in across the western locations. And, you know, not too far from that, we have those winter weather advisories in effect for Dunn, Eau Claire, Chippewa, Rusk, and also into Clark County until 3 p.m. today. Mixed precipitation in these spots with snowfall accumulations also possible here too, which will have impacts here to your travel plans. Keep in mind we also have dense fog advisories too. These are mainly for southeastern Minnesota and also in towards northeastern Iowa until 1 o'clock today for visibility around a quarter of a mile or less, also causing hazardous driving conditions. Right now CityCam is very cloudy and we're going to continue to remain that way, but we probably will start to tap into some more moisture, and that will give us some chances of rain and snow kind of mixing together here between the next hour through at least 5 o'clock, and then just looking cloudy as we head into tonight. Temperatures well into the 30s. More on this coming up in the full weather forecast. Sophia?
Thanks, Derek. A silver alert has been issued for a 76-year-old man out of Vernon County. Richard Hoffer left his home in Maple Ridge at 5 p.m. on Sunday and is driving a gray 2015 Toyota Tundra. His license plate number is 205821. The Vernon County Sheriff's Office asks you to call if you have any information on Hoffer's whereabouts. Construction on La Crosse's South Avenue starts up today. Work will be done on south between Green Bay Street and Ward Avenue. Some lanes will be closed between Monday and Wednesday, and starting Wednesday, all traffic will be shifted to the eastbound lanes. That'll happen while crews restore the westbound lanes. The Department of Transportation urges drivers to slow down and watch out for crews in the area. The DOT says work should finish in fall of 2023. Lane closures will last until Wednesday. And in international news, the FBI is offering a reward for the return of 4 American citizens who were kidnapped in Mexico Friday, as well as for the arrest of the people who took them. The agency is offering a $50,000 reward for the return of the victims and the arrest of those involved. The agency says gunmen opened fire on the 4 Americans shortly after their white minivan entered Matamoros, Mexico, from Brownsville, Texas. Tourists have been advised by Texas State to not travel in that particular area in Mexico. And authorities are investigating the second Norfolk Southern train derailment in just a month. This incident occurred in to the public. Norfolk Southern CEO will testify before a Senate committee about the recent derailments on Thursday. The high seas and its marine life saw a victory over the weekend. United Nations diplomats from nearly 200 nations agreed on a treaty that protects large parts of the Earth's ocean. CBS's Ian Lee reports from London.
The ship has reached the shore.
A historic deal made on land aims to better protect the world's oceans.
I mean, this is huge. This is really, I think, a keystone agreement if we're going to try and protect 30% of the ocean.
There's a lot at stake.
More than a decade of debate over funding and fishing rights had stalled the landmark treaty at the UN. As the high seas remained vulnerable to chemical and plastic pollution, overfishing, and other threats.
There is a lot of destruction going on in the world's oceans. 90% of the big fish are gone. This is why we need to start urgently putting something back.
The high seas are areas beyond any country's control, making up almost half of the Earth's surface.
Right now, only 1% of the high seas is protected within a marine reserve, and we need to get to 30% by 2030.
Once countries formally adopt the agreement, work can begin to protect the Deep Blue Sea. Ian Lee, CBS News.
The treaty is seen as a crucial part of a global effort to bring 30% of the world's land and sea under protection by 2030. We do have an update on the missing Rusk County man, and he was found. Still to come, another shot at a popular app. A chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee wants to ban TikTok in the U.S. Stocks closed out the week with a strong gain on Friday. The Dow climbed 387 points, the Nasdaq soared 226 points, and the S&P 500 gained 64 points. CBS News' Matt Piper has the latest business headlines from New York.
This week, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell will take the hot seat on Capitol Hill to deliver the central bank's semi-annual monetary police report. He'll appear before the Senate Banking Committee on Tuesday and then the House Financial Services Committee on Wednesday. Powell is likely to face tough questions from lawmakers on the Fed's actions to raise interest rates in order to cool high inflation and the historically low unemployment rate. The Democratic chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee, Mark Warner, told Fox News Sunday that he plans to introduce a bill this week to allow the federal government to prohibit foreign tech products like TikTok. The popular video sharing app has come under scrutiny over concerns its Chinese parent company could share user data with its government. Last week, the House Foreign Affairs Committee also voted to send a measure to the full floor that would allow the government to ban TikTok. And ExxonMobil has been sued by the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, or the EEOC, for alleged racial discrimination against a black employee after the worker found a hangman's noose at his Baton Rouge, Louisiana work site. It was one of several nooses found at that same facility over a number of years, which the government says the company has failed to address. In an email to CBS News, ExxonMobil says it disagrees with the EEOC's findings and allegations. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Matt Piper.
As we head to break, here is a live look at the New York Stock Exchange. Stay with us. More news is next. A good night's sleep can do more than you think to help keep you on track with your exercise and diet goals. And research on how COVID-19 pandemic led more people to experience depression. Dan Lieberman, has the day's top health stories.
A new study finds patients with COVID-19 can suffer from health complications for months and even years after infection. Researchers from Intermountain Health in Salt Lake City studied 150,000 patients and found those who tested positive for COVID-19 had higher rates of chest pain in the 6 months to a year after infection. The study did not find significant rates of heart attacks or stroke in patients with mild infections, but chest pains were a persistent problem that could be a sign of future cardiovascular complications. A new study found that depression among patients with or without COVID-19 was significant. Intermountain Health researchers found depression symptoms rose significantly during the pandemic. Depression, anxiety, stress, and PTSD are all linked to higher rates of blood pressure and higher levels of the hormone cortisol, which can lead to heart disease, according to the CDC. And a good night's sleep might help you stay in shape. New research from the American Heart Association finds people who reported getting regular, uninterrupted sleep did a better job of sticking to their exercise and diet plan. Researchers recommend 7 to 9 hours a night with a regular wake-up time. Those are some of the day's top health stories. Dan Lieberman, CBS News, New York.
A constant ringing in your ears could be a sign of tinnitus. It's a chronic condition that can affect your sleep cycle and everyday activities. Symptoms can be ringing, buzzing, whistling, cracking, or chirping. Mayo Clinic health experts say that 1 in 5 people have it. It could be caused by age, one-time exposure, or exposure to loud sounds over the course of your life. Doctors say if the ringing in your ears keeps bothering, to call your healthcare provider for a hearing test. Here's a live look through City Camp 8. Derek is in next with our forecast.
Well, it sure was a little bit of a sloppy start here this morning. We had rain and snow come down here across much of the Coulee region. That created a little bit of a mess here on the roadways here for us this morning. It still looks that way in some spots. And as we take a live look now from City Camp 8, things are just very cloudy, and some spots even under dense fog advisories across portions of southeast Minnesota and northeast Iowa until 1 o'clock this afternoon. Meanwhile, right now here in La Crosse, again, cloudy skies, temperatures at 36, north-northwest winds at around 8 miles an hour. Conditions to the north for you folks in Eau Claire, looking a little bit wet here on the roadways still. Temperatures are at 36 degrees with visibility values are around 10 miles. So good driving conditions for your lunch hour commute. Again, very cloudy weather, as you can see here from our satellite and radar picture. We are also watching some rain and snow showers, a combination of the two, moving their way east across portions of our western counties around the viewing area, such as Dunn County. You're looking at some light snow mixing with some rain here along the southern side of the county. Also into Pepin County, also into Wabasha County, and into extreme northwestern Buffalo County, looking at some of that light snow here that continues to move towards the east. And again, some of this is mixing here with a little bit of some light rain. So this is why we have these winter weather advisories that continue to be posted for our northern counties, which does include Eau Claire County, until 3 p.m. today. And that's because we are looking at mixed precipitation in these spots, more snowfall accumulations up to around maybe 1 to 2 inches or so. And also travel impacts here could also become a concern. Now, here are some of the snowfall reports that are coming in now. And you can see Toma picked up around 4 inches. Same could be said around the Onalaska area. La Crosse saw around 3.5 inches, and 2.5 was reported so far in Sparta. We have seen 2.3 inches in La Crescent, and over 1.5 inches here so far around the Viroqua area. So again, there is still some snow, maybe even a bit of a mix here still coming in as it continues to move in from the northwest to the southeast. And you can see all that mixing here across a lot of the area, including La Crosse, as we head to around the 2 o'clock hour. And then this will continue through the late afternoon hours here today as well, before it begins to settle down as we head to around the 7 o'clock hour. Then we're just left over with a mainly cloudy sky as we head into early this evening and also into much of the late evening hours here tonight as well. And really through overnight, things are still going to be mainly on the cloudy side here too. So we'll break down your daycast. Rain and snow showers around 1 o'clock. Same can be said around 3 o'clock hour as well. By 5 o'clock, that chance of rain and snow is still going to be going for us here throughout much of the afternoon. And then by 7, we're looking mainly cloudy temperatures at around 37 degrees, with forecast highs today expected to be into the upper 30s to low 40s across the Coulee region. So we'll get a check on your 8-day forecast, and you'll be looking at mainly cloudy skies for tomorrow with a high of 43, slightly warmer as we head into Wednesday with a high of 44 degrees. And there is a chance that we could be watching our next storm system. That could give us another good chance, maybe some snow, maybe even some heavy snow from a winter storm coming in Thursday and Friday. So something that we'll have to be watching out for. So
no, Derek.
I'm sorry. It's just, winter season's just not ending just yet. Yeah.
Bummer.
I know. It happens in March sometimes. Yep.
Thanks, Derek.
Yep.
When we come back, it's March Madness in La Crosse. Over 100 youth basketball teams went to a local BGC for one of the biggest tournaments of the year.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Athletes and families from all over Wisconsin paid a visit to La Crosse this weekend for some basketball. News 8's Now, Anna Fisher stopped by the McDonald's Classic Boys Basketball Tournament and shares why this big event truly matters.
Over 100 basketball teams were getting their heads in the game this weekend. This 4th through 9th grade tournament is the club's largest sporting event of the year and their biggest fundraiser. Teams have traveled in from across the state, all for a little friendly competition. The athletic director for the Boys and Girls Club says the long-time tournament is good for the kids and the community.
It's just interesting to see how teams kind of react, whether they just came off a win, came off a loss. Those groups of teams really stick together. It's been really a positive thing to watch this weekend.
The organization says this tournament is a great opportunity for the kids to experience some new competition while developing their playing skills. This tournament was for the boys, and the girls' McDonald's Classic will take place this winter. And if you'd like to sign your child up, team registration begins in early August.
You can find the full team bracket with scores on our website at news8000.com. Stay.
Well, we have that chance of rain and snow here for the afternoon across much of the area. And then by this evening, it should begin to taper off. Tomorrow and Wednesday look mostly cloudy with highs into the low to mid 40s. We are going to be looking at a possible winter storm entering the region, though, by the end of the work week for Thursday and Friday. So something to pay attention to for possible alert days on the horizon and a winter storm system that we'll be watching closely. Now, as we head into this weekend, another chance of snow perhaps on Sunday. And at the same time, our temperatures will be dropping into the 30s near the end of this week, too. You'll get ready for more snow.
I know, it just keeps coming.
It is.
It melts and then it's like,
it comes
no,
back again.
I
Yeah.
know.
So that's just another reminder that, hey, you know, we're not done with the winter season yet. We still got some time. March, it's not uncommon for us to see some snow here. So, and even sometimes in April it can still snow too. So something we just have to watch.
Thanks, Derek.
Yeah.
And thank you for watching News 8 at noon. You can catch us at 5 and 6 tonight, but for now, have a great afternoon. We'll see you later.